curb appeal. It can help you appreciate your home more and even fall in love with it all over again. And the changes you make don't have to be big and expensive.
So interior designer Angela Smead is here with easy ways that can help us boost that curb appeal. So when we're talking about curb appeal, what is the #1 thing that is most often overlooked?
Well, when you arrive at someone's house, the first thing you're looking for is their house number. And oftentimes it's really difficult to find someone's house number. So think about how visible your house number is and maybe updating it. A lot of times they're rusty, they just look old. There's some fun new typesets that look a little more modern.
These are so modern and lovely, and I can totally appreciate that because oftentimes I am driving up to someone's house and it's nighttime, you can't see anything, and you could end up walking up to the wrong door.
Totally.
Okay, and why did you like these, besides the fact they're so modern and easy to view?
It's a little bit different. There's not a lot of different house number styles, but I always like something that's new and a little different, so that's what I gravitate towards.
Okay, and then there's something else that would be really can set your home apart, and that has to do with the lighting. So what exactly is landscape lighting, and then maybe what's a way that we could get it for less?
Well, having landscape lighting to kind of light a pathway is always nice, especially at night. Again, helping somebody find your front door. Also, landscape lighting doesn't have to be very expensive. You can get, I brought one example of like a solar light that you can just stake in the ground. I think they look fantastic. If you if you have trees like kind of flanking your front door, you can put basically like a solar spotlight shooting up on your trees, and it just adds a little bit more drama at night.
Okay, so you said solar spotlight there, and we can actually see the panel. So how does that all work?
Well, just obviously the sun will just power this light, and this is a really inexpensive one from Walmart, a pack of 2 for like $11.
Okay, so that's so cheap, and it's also not going to add to your electric bill, which is amazing.
Right.
You know, what are some of the best ways to use the lighting and like the spots that you would recommend?
Again, like by the front door, along a path, it's nice to have very pretty underneath trees, or anywhere that you may need to, like if there's electrical boxes or something that somebody could trip on, it's nice to have lighting there as well. So
okay, Angela,
safety.
Let's move over to this pillow, right? Sure. Because it's so fluffy and beautiful. So is this actually for outdoor or indoor first?
This is an outdoor pillow. You can get this through angelasmeaddesign.com. But it's very soft, like they're very plush. So you don't have to have kind of these plasticky looking pillows anymore. Outdoor fabrics are pretty amazing these days, very soft feel, and you can really bring the outdoor or the indoors outdoor.
And then you can also switch this around for holidays or seasons very easily.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and then what about hardscape? Because this is something that can, again, just really differentiate your front, whether it's lining the walkway, anything like that.
Sure, okay, so you can line your walkways with hardscape, meaning like rock, basically different types of rock. I really love river rock, anything kind of smooth, very easy to, my favorite way to use hardscape that people don't often think about is putting it in your pots and your planters. And I think if you mix hardscape with a little bit of like moss, it's very, very pretty. It has just a much more finished look, so you don't have all that exposed soil, and it also retains moisture in your pots as well.
Okay, and we could definitely look to some of your photos for design inspiration, because I probably just put moss everywhere and it wouldn't look very professional. But thank you so much for all those ideas. I mean, just lining the walkway, all those things, they really can make a big difference.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much, Angela.
You're welcome.
Bill?
Creativity abounds at this really cool workspace in the Northland, and it's a chance to learn how to use and how to be safe with power tools. It's a really cool community resource here at Metropolitan Community College. It's used to make a lot of the stuff you see in this case. Today, we're going to take you inside a lab, but not any lab. This is the Fab Lab. Come on, let's go take a look. We've run into Division Chair Mike Klein. Now, first off, real quick, what is, in a nutshell, the Fab Lab?
So fabrication is a lab that we have on the campus that is used free to any MCC student. Kind of one of the jokes on this campus is we don't have a sports team, and we like to come build things.
Yeah.
And so this lab pretty much have every piece of equipment that you would need to produce a product.
But it's also open to the community.
It's open to the community, so it's free to an MCC student, and then it's $50 for a community member to come in for 6 months. We want to teach people how to use these machines, how to set up these programs and run what you're going to see today. But the educational aspect of design work.
What's this machine right here?
So this is our laser cutter. This machine is used, I would actually say, sun up to sundown when this lab is open. All the people that come in almost always want to use this. So anything that would fit in this grid up to about a 1/2 inch thick of woods, plastics. I've done some leather. This won't do metal, but anything up to a 1/2 inch thick, we can cut it out any shape, any profile using design software on that screen right there.
Using a laser?
Using a laser.
Wow. This is kind of more the woodworking tools over here. Who comes in and uses a lot of these tools?
So this actually seems to be our biggest touch point with most students and community members that come in. Carpentry, a lot of wood products flow through the slabs. We have access to table saws, chop saws, planers, small bandsaw, but this is predominantly used in drill presses as well back there. So students come in, we do safety orientations every Tuesday night, as well as if members don't know how to use the equipment, we walk them through step by step how to use each piece of equipment in the lab.
What do you think is the most commonly used tool that people don't know how to use, but they need lessons on?
Table saw,
Table saw,
100%. People see a lot of people using table saws and they think that it's a very safe piece of equipment. This is by far one of the most dangerous pieces of equipment in the lab.
Yeah.
And so we do a lot of one-on-one instruction with new members coming in, safety, how to use the machine, set up, tear down, all those steps to be safe.
And now we've come back to one of your bigger machines here in the shop. It's the CNC router. What's this particular machine used for?
So this one is tied more also to the computerized design side. So a student that would come in would have a 4x8 sheet of some kind of stock material, and we would have a computer program that would cut out those parts. So you can kind of actually see some of the engravings on here.
Oh, wow.
Those are different drawings that have cut out in this machine. So that router bit back there would cut out the design. We had a student do, actually as a community member, do about a 10-foot tall T-Rex. And so we had a bunch of sheets of plywood. We cut out all the individual parts, and we put it together back here. We've actually had a former student design the front end of an airplane based out of foam. We did carbon fiber over the top of that, so it's kind of a mold.
While students can use the Fab Lab to create at Metropolitan Community College, it's also open to the public for a small fee. Meet Jack, who does work for Habitat for Humanity in the Fab Lab. I want you to meet Jack Mitchell. Jack, you're one of the guys that comes up here and uses the Fab Lab at MCC. First off, how did you first hear about the Fab Lab?
Well, Bill, I stumbled on it accidentally, actually. I was here taking an AutoCAD class for Habitat to draw up plans and things for our renovation projects and things, and stumbled onto the Fab Lab as part of the course study.
And you mentioned Habitat for Humanity. That's where you're heavily involved. I know you do a lot of work for Habitat here in the Fab Lab. Can you walk us through some of these projects here?
Sure. Now these are like wedding gifts that I've made, and this is an anniversary gift for a family member. Charcuterie, cheese boards. They have hand-carved handles, and these are in-cut pieces put together, and then we engrave it on the laser. I encourage people to use this side for their carving and stuff, and then this is the display side for like their countertops.
On this one here, this seems to be very intricately, is that just sanded to make it look like that, or how does that cut come out?
Yeah, that's hand carved and then sanded. I made the handle come out in a different direction, you know, just as a little kind of whimsical thing.
And then these little, what would you call that? An ornamental design? Is
like
that done
an ornamental scroll work
by the laser cutter?
The
as
laser
well?
does that, and you see it does like a different font, so you can set your font to whatever level of sophistication works for you.
Now, I really wanted to focus on what you do for Habitat for Humanity, because I love the fact that you're a community member, you came in here, you're using this community resource, and then you're putting it to a good use with Habitat for Humanity. Talk a little bit about what you do there and how you kind of mirror how you kind of mash these two together.
Okay, so with Habitat, I make awards for our volunteers and for staff to recognize their contributions and their volunteer work with Habitat.
In just a moment, he's going to get over on the laser cutter and show us how he makes those special awards for members of Habitat for Humanity. All right, well, they didn't let me actually cut and burn things with the laser cutter at Metropolitan Community College. This is Fab Lab.
But you did get to get in on that action.
I did. Check it out. So we're getting ready to see the laser cutter in action, and this is one of the awards that you're making, and you're kind of putting a quote on the back of it. Kind of walk us through the steps you've done to get set up to just before we start to see the laser in action.
Okay, So, Bill, this is an award for an outgoing AmeriCorps member who has served with Habitat for Humanity through AmeriCorps, served for 10 and a half months. And so we created an award to recognize her service with Habitat. On the front is some information about her service term. And then on the back, we have a Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. quote about service for her. So we're about to engrave that onto the award plaque.
So this is a computer program that then is going to transfer the information here that you've input on the screen onto an award plaque that you've got placed there on the machine itself, right?
That's correct.
How long did it take you to set this up?
It takes about maybe 20 minutes or so to set that up and get it all lined up on the plaque.
So once you learn it, it's pretty easy to figure out and to be creative with?
Yeah, the things you can do with it are limitless.
Limitless.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
I'm ready to see it in action. I don't know about you.
Okay.
So. And it's not only wood burning that the laser can do, it can cut through different media as well. And they design and cut these cool little Better Kansas City wood pieces for us. Isn't that awesome?
This is so cool, Bill, right now.
Yeah.
I'm staring at it, trying to figure out exactly how a laser could do that. But I mean, we've seen some amazing makers, and MCC setting the bar high.
And they also do a lot of cool cityscapes and program designs that they have over here with the same machine. So it's very cool. I want to thank Mike and his team for letting us walk through the lab up there. And I think it's time for some self-care for myself now, though. So thank you for joining us.
Make it a better day.